all the things that you like.
Once again, that's Jalebi Baby by Tesha and Jason Derulo. Now, you guys know I am very, very, very honest with you when it comes to my pets, when it comes to my dogs. Some may say I talk about them too much, but if you were to pay me $1 every time I unapologetically spoke about my pets, I would be a millionaire by now because I just love talking about them. And in addition to talking about the good times, I do tell you guys about the bad times. And I would like to say it was the second leg of the pandemic last year. I had a very major emergency with my German Shepherd, Gerald, and that was one of those moments in my life where I was like, if I had something like a pet insurance, this might have helped me out a lot, considering, funds were a little tight and stuff during the pandemic, especially working in the media, So with that being said, we have, I'm not saying that I was the one that came up with the insurance idea. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying Guardian General Insurance have come up with a policy called PetGuard, and I am more than happy and have the greatest pleasure to talk to Brenda Primus, the manager at Client Risk Management Solutions, and Keen Moses, insurance sales representative out there at Guardian General Insurance Limited. Good morning to you both.
Hi, morning, Amanda. How are you?
I am well. How are you guys doing?
I'm fine. Good morning, Amanda.
All right. So I am very excited about this policy. It's one of those things that we never really want to talk about when it comes to, dealing with pets and stuff. You're like, they're going to be around forever. Nothing is ever going to happen to them. But then the reality hits you that when stuff happens and you're panicking and you're wondering, how am I going to pay for X, Y, and Z until those bills come to you? You have no idea what you're going to do. And I am really happy to be doing this interview with both of you this morning. So what exactly is a PetGuard?
Well, Amanda, PetGuard is an insurance policy that is, you for any kind of emergency that occurs with your pet, whether it's illness or accident. We will reimburse you for the cost of that medical care.
Okay, so that's pretty much basic and straightforward. That's exactly what we need, and that's exactly what you guys are providing. Now, one of the questions that a lot of pet owners, specifically dog owners we're talking to right now, is what type of dogs are covered under this policy?
Presently, Amanda, only domestic Class B dogs, as defined by the Dog Control Act, only those dogs are covered. So right now, we don't offer coverage to Class A dogs.
And what exactly does Class B dog mean? Because I know a lot of us are not quite sure what the act actually says.
So the Class A dog, they are described as American Pit Bull Terrier, American Stafford Terrier, the American Bully, the Dogo Argentino, the Japanese Tosa, and the Stila Brasileira. So those dogs are not covered by the plan. Mm-hmm. But we do cover every other dog.
Mm-hmm. Including the popular known Trinidadian Terrier, aka Potong. So don't worry, we're covered.
Yeah.
We're covered,
so
guys.
If you have one in your yard that you love, you can purchase this coverage for them.
Good. That's definitely something we'd like to do. Just kind of going, thinking about the future for a second here. Is it only going to be available for dogs, or is this going to be, opened up to every other pet?
At this time, Amanda, we are gathering the market research so that we can extend the coverage. So it took a lot of work to get the PetGuard up and running because we wanted to provide a policy that provides value as well as covers what a pet owner would need. So we are looking into different types of animals that we can bring on board.
All right. I like the sound of that. So a lot of things to look forward to in the future from you guys, as usual. Now, how exactly does PetGuard work?
All right. So, like I said before, is a reimbursement type of policy, right? So it will pay back for any of the covered benefits, of course, subject to a deductible, like with health insurance. When you take a pet to the vet for any kind of sudden accidental injuries, once the vet confirms that, this was an incident that was an emergency, then you can send the bills along with the health form, the claim form, sorry, and, we'll have it settled once they deliver it to us.
Now, I'm also seeing that I have a note here saying that PetGuard also covers boarding fees for registered institutions. Now, this is exciting for me as my family likes to travel, and I always wonder, where am I going to put my pet while I'm away? Because I do not want to leave them in the home alone. I don't want one person to just come and feed them and then leave, So this covers boarding.
Yes. Yes, Amanda, it covers boarding, and it's not only boarding. For if you travel, you may have to go into the hospital for a minor procedure for a few days, etc. And you would want your pet to still be cared for, and that type of boarding is also covered. So once you leave your pet at a registered business, a business that is registered for pet care for extended period of time, we would cover it up to the policy coverage.
That's fantastic. That is really, really good. And which veterinary fees are covered as of right now?
Which
The veterinary fees that are covered are only fees associated with sudden illness, injury, and or death.
Okay, so this is not for your annual checkups and that sort of thing. This is just accident situations.
Correct.
All right, so that's good to know as well. When exactly would the coverage start?
As soon as you pay for your policy and they give you your documents, you can claim on it from that day forward.
Now let's talk about pre-existing conditions for your pets. How exactly are you guys handling the situation in terms of the policy?
Oh, we missed a little bit there. Can you repeat the question?
In terms of pre-existing conditions, how exactly does the policy cover this?
All right. In terms of the pre-existing conditions, we are not currently covering those things because any pre-existing medical condition is something that started before your pet policy began. So, we don't have that available for you right now.
Okay, all right. So we could, of course, that's another thing that you guys are working on as you continue to roll out this policy. Now, for those of us looking at purchasing insurance, maybe for the first time ever, what exactly is a deductible? This deductible that you guys keep talking about.
All right. So a deductible is the amount of money that you are responsible for in terms of paying towards the pet's coverage, right? So depending on what type of coverage you choose, if it's the premium one or the standard one, you would have a certain amount to pay, and then Guardian will cover after that.
And is this policy one that you can actually pay in installments?
No, it's just the yearly fee that we pay one time for the year, and it's actually pretty affordable for the year. So the most you're going to pay is about $800 or so.
Fantastic. And in terms of dental work for your pets, now this is a big one because a lot of dental work is linked to a lot of diseases in dogs and that sort of thing. Is dental work paid for under this policy?
Well, long-term to decay or normal routine dental care is not really covered under the plan because remember it's just supposed to be for emergency or sudden things. So, if somebody has a pet and they actually care for the pet, then they would be taking care of the pet for a very long time and making sure all those things are taken care of. We designed the plan so that it would cover it will help people actually love their pets.
And that's key there. You should be brushing your pet's teeth, people. Brush their teeth. I know it's difficult, but brush it anyway. All right. Will Guardian General pay the vet or the customer directly? How does that work?
Yes, Amanda. So the client has two options. They can visit any vet of their choosing, and they can pay and submit a bill for reimbursement, or if the vet is in agreement, they can assign the benefit to the veterinary office and we will pay the vet directly.
Okay. And how exactly is this reimbursement received?
The reimbursement is paid either by check or directly into your account via electronic fund transfer.
And of course, with insurance, we know sometimes when we make a claim, premiums will go up. So is this the case with PetGuard?
Unfortunately, yes, because once you go over your coverage and that kind of stuff, you'll have to, raise the premium.
Okay, all right. So that's understandable. And you said, just to reiterate, annual visits, the annual checkup that your pets will go through every single year, that's not covered under the policy, right?
Correct. Annual visits are not emergency or they're not accidental. So, currently we're not covering those things.
Okay. And with something outside the box for a second, a question outside the box. Are dogs that are owned specifically for breeding purposes, are those dogs covered under this policy?
No, those dogs are not covered under the policy as they tend to be more susceptible to illnesses related to continuous breeding.
And
Right.
we know we have a problem where, people overbreed dogs
Yes.
and that kind of stuff. So we
Yes.
don't want to kind of encourage that.
I agree with that. And on the flip side of that, will spaying or neutering be covered?
Again, spaying or neutering, that is not an accidental or emergency situation. So currently we aren't covering that.
And is there a limit to the amount of dogs that can be under this particular policy?
Yes. Currently, per household, we will do 3 dogs.
Okay, so I can only own a maximum of 3 dogs. Okay, good. I only have 2, so I'm good there. Will one premium be applicable to all the dogs in one household?
Well, each dog will have to carry their own individual premium, right? So depending on the plan that you choose, if all 3 are on the premium plan, then all 3 will have the premium coverage. So, yeah.
All right. And pre-existing conditions, you said, will obviously not be considered underneath the policy, as you mentioned before, because it's not considered emergency situations. Do you guys have a specific list of vets that you would want your customers to be associated with, or is the vet of our choosing?
The vet is for your choosing, Amanda. Once the vet is registered with the Trinidad and Tobago Veterinary Association and they're operating legally, you can visit any vet of your choice.
All right. And okay, so this is all really, really good information and a lot to take in right now as well. One other thing, well, not one, but a lot of other things. Will your pet be covered under the PetGuard insurance if you decide to take your pet traveling with you?
No. So the policy coverage is for the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. You can travel to Tobago from Trinidad,
Okay.
but not outside of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, good. And well, we mentioned before that you guys are covering dogs as of right now, and that will change in the future. Hoping to add to this PetGuard coverage. That's right.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, great. And of course, the one thing that we never want to think about, but if our fur baby dies, can it be replaced with another dog that's not already covered under the policy?
So if your fur baby passes away, there is a death benefit on the policy, and a new policy will have to be done once that death benefit is paid out.
Okay, all right. That's one of the hard things that we don't ever want to think about, really and truly. But yes, all right. So there is coverage for that, and I know right now one of the, I don't want to say trending because that makes it sound very makes it sound not heartfelt, but one of the trending things is that people have actual funerals for their dogs. Is that covered under this policy?
Well, the death benefit, you can use the death benefit to pay for the funeral expenses.
Okay. And dogs that are not secured in a fenced yard or a closed yard, are those dogs covered under this policy? Because that's a big thing here in Trinidad.
No. So in order for the coverage to be effective, the dog must be secured. So when the person is signing up their application or the proposal form for us, all of the questions would help us determine whether or not this is a dog that we would want to cover, and all of the questions would help us to know where the dog is being taken care of, if the dog has any pre-existing conditions, etc.
All right. And of course, finally, for all of this information that we have given the pet owners, because I know they've been hanging on to their radio stations, to their radios for a while now, because this is very personal information. How do we get more information on PetGuard? Who do we call? Who do we contact? Who do we email? How?
So you can visit our website, www.myguardiangroup.com, and you will find all the information you need on the PetGuard product. Or you can call us or call your Guardian General representative or call Guardian General directly at 226-6944. That's 226-MyGG. Or even send us an email at cec@myguardiangroup.com.
All right. So that email again is cec@myguardiangroup.com. The phone number once again, guys, is 226-6944. That's 226-MyGG. Or you can visit their website at www.myguardiangroup.com. This is a lot of information, and I do thank you guys for coming up with this policy, because this, in terms of accidents and emergencies, you never know. Accident and emergency, as it says, you never know when something can possibly happen. And having that kind of that comfort that, things will be paid for is always a very good thing to have. And thank you both, Keen Moses and Corenda Primus, for chatting with me this morning about the Guardian General Insurance PetGuard. Look forward to my call, because I have two that I need to insure.
Okay, Amanda.
All right, I wonder.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course, have a fantastic day. And guys, it's all about the Guardian General Insurance PetGuard.
Sometimes you love too hard, sometimes you go too far. No, I won't want you if you need me. Real things do not come easy, no. Never been your average girl, so take time with me, take time. Baby, talk to me with some action. We could find a place for your passion, no.